What do you think the G20's role is in encouraging local manufacturing in the next couple of years?
So firstly, I think we're all very aware that with the COVID-19 pandemic, that for vaccines, diagnostics, and therapeutics, the countries who had access to those vaccines are the high-income countries who produce them. Countries and regions without manufacturing capacity were left behind. So it is a critical area to consider building local and regional manufacturing capacity and capability to help support the sustainable development goals, but also that capacity and capabilities, the infrastructure that would be built for this, will also serve the region for pandemic and epidemic preparedness. Specifically for the G20, I think there are probably 4 areas for the G20 to pay attention to. The first is forming the Global Alliance for Local and Regional Manufacturing. This is an initiative very much supported by PATH. Secondly, a focus on R&D. And when we talk about R&D, we're really looking at the ecosystem, so looking for policies and incentives for encouraging innovation and acceleration of development of vaccines, encourage some risk-taking to build the portfolio of products that are needed. Perhaps thirdly, the thing to think about is really North-South and South-South collaboration to matchmake partners around products for tech transfer. And what needs to come with that is a harmonization of the regulations that support that tech transfer. And maybe lastly, thinking about multilateral cooperation in the context of increasing access to diagnostics, vaccines, and therapeutics for the most vulnerable populations.
What's PATH's role in supporting this?
So PATH is a product development partnership, and the way we think we can support these types of initiatives are really taking an end-to-end approach to developing the local and regional manufacturing that's needed. With this in mind, I think it's very important that we join the dots with all of the different initiatives that taking place around the regions to start thinking about informing on what is needed in terms of technical support, what is needed in terms of financing to advance the localized and regionalized manufacturing agenda. And perhaps, PATH can help by, helping to answer 3 questions. And the first question is, what should people be manufacturing? And it's really important to identify what pathogen or what product you want to develop. And in that context, providing evidence for that type of prioritization and decision-making is something that PATH can support. And really from that, looking at what needs to be done all the way along the end-to-end chain to make that product successful, from the identification through any R&D work, through the manufacturing, through the scale-up, through the regulations, and also through helping with deciding the supply and demand. Another question to answer is, where should you be manufacturing? And I think it's important that we must realize that there is some manufacturing experience already. We need to build on what's already there. And understand what the gaps are to be filled, but then build from that and build the capacity, capabilities, and add incrementally products to the development. And then finally, how should we manufacture? When I'm thinking about how we should manufacture, it's more about what quality do we want in the terms of what we are manufacturing. Quality is critical. Also at a price that is affordable for the population. And this is something that is critical for the trust of the people for whom you're manufacturing for. So helping to build these areas is critical, and it's an area where, these are areas where PATH has experience in the past through partnership and support to build capacity that we've seen in the past.